The major difference between a man and a grown-up boy is that one manages his life like a successful company, and the other, well, I don't know what the other does. A true man walks through a life with a CEO mindset. As the chief executive officer of his own life, he has a vision and a mission for himself. And every decision he makes is in line with that vision, from his leadership to his personal branding, his growth strategy, his asset management, his self-assessment, his handling of failure, and his strategy to scaling up. Let's explore each of these areas separately. Let's start with leadership. Every man walking this earth is the CEO of a company. That company is himself. His body is the headquarters. His mind is the boardroom. His decisions, they are executive orders, directives that shape his future, his finances, his relationships, and his legacy. Now here's the question. Are you leading like a true CEO or just clocking in like an employee in your own life? Because the truth is, too many men live reactively, waiting, hoping, complying, moving through life like passengers on a bus. Someone else is driving. But the kings don't wait for permission. CEOs don't beg for direction. They create it. And if you're not doing that, you're not in charge. You're just another name on the payroll of mediocrity. Every great company starts with a vision. Apple didn't just want to make computers. Tesla didn't just want to build cars. They had missions that challenged the status quo. What is your mission? If I walked up to you today and asked, what's the purpose of your life? Could you give me a clean, confident answer? If not, you're drifting, and a drifting man is a dying company. The first act of self-leadership is clarity. Define who you are. Define who you're becoming. Define what you will and will not tolerate in your life. Your vision should be so sharp that it cuts through distractions, so strong that it pulls you forward even when motivation fades. A man without vision is just a grown-up boy, a body in motion. A man with vision becomes a force of nature. CEOs are judged not by what they say, but by what they decide. A powerful man doesn't make choices based on emotion or external pressure. He operates on strategy. You don't eat junk food because you're hungry. You choose fuel because you're building a machine. You don't scroll aimlessly on your phone. You invest time into your mind, your craft, your empire. Leadership is making the hard call when it's unpopular. Waking up early when no one's watching. Cutting off people who drain you. Investing in what matters even when it's boring or uncomfortable. Every time you choose discipline over distraction, action over apathy, you're casting a vote in favor of the man you're becoming. Weak men blame, strong men own. They own their wins, they own their losses. They don't point fingers, they point forward. As CEO of your life, your outcomes are your responsibility. Not your parents, not your bosses, not your girlfriends. Your outcomes are yours. And here's the hard truth. Every man is building a future right now, whether he's intentional about it or not. Even inaction is a decision. Even excuses have consequences. The difference between a leader and a follower is accountability. Great companies don't just operate, they build a culture. They have core values. They enforce standards. They attract talent. They inspire loyalty. What's your personal culture? Are you the kind of man who finishes what he starts? Do you show up on time? Do you keep your word even when it's inconvenient? Excellence isn't an act. It's a habit. It's how you answer your phone, how you handle conflict, how you speak when no one is listening. Set your internal standards higher than what the world expects. Don't be average in private and expect greatness in public. The world doesn't owe you anything, but it will respect you if you respect yourself first. That respect begins with self-leadership, being the kind of man who walks into every room with direction, intention, and power. Be the CEO of your own life. Write the vision, make the hard calls, own every outcome, and build a life that reflects the brand of a high-value, high-impact man. Because in the end, there's no merger, no bailout, no board of directors to save you. You are the business, you are the brand, you are the leader. Now lead like it. Next, we need to talk about your personal brand. In today's world, you are more than a man. You are a brand, whether you like it or not. People are watching, judging, calculating your value based on how you present yourself, how you speak, how you move, and how consistent you are. Real power comes from building a reputation so solid that when your name comes up, people already know what to expect. Competence, strength, leadership, integrity. That's branding. Companies don't leave their messaging to chance. They tell you who they are. Apple says it's innovative. Nike says it's about victory. Tesla says it's the future. As a smart man, you can't wait for the world to define you. You define yourself first. If you don't craft a story, someone else will write it for you. And trust me, they won't do you justice. Let's be brutally honest. Appearance matters. First impressions are branding moments. Before you even open your mouth, the world makes assumptions. What do your clothes say about you? What does your posture communicate? Do you carry yourself like a man who respects himself? Or like a man who's still figuring it out? This isn't about expensive suits. It's about alignment. Your external image should match the internal standard you set. A sharp mind should be backed by a sharp look. If you want to be seen as a leader, dress like one, speak like one, move like one. You don't slap a Ferrari badge on a beat-up Nissan. Don't sell yourself short by mismatching your exterior with your potential. Every powerful brand is associated with something. What are you known for? If your answer is, I'm just a chill guy, congratulations, you've built the brand of a background character. But if you want to stand out, you need to stand for something. Be the man who is reliable under pressure, the man who never backs down from a challenge, the man who shows up, shows out, and delivers. One of the fastest ways to kill a brand is to be inconsistent. Show up strong one day and slubby the next. Say one thing and do another. Flake on commitments. Break your own rules. That's how trust dies. And trust is the backbone of every great brand. Your personal brand is not built by one big moment. It's built brick by brick, day after day, in the dark when no one is watching. It's built by being the same man at work, at the gym, in private, and in public. Consistency creates credibility, and credibility is currency. Once your name carries weight, it's worth more than money. People will refer you, follow you, promote you, partner with you, and respect you, not because of your looks or luck, but because of the reputation you've built. But here's the catch. One moment of stupidity can wreck it. Guard your name, guard your word, guard your values. If someone disrespects your standards, walk away. If something threatens your integrity, cut it off. Your brand is your legacy, and legacies aren't built through convenience. They're built through conviction. Now let's talk about your growth strategy. As a man, if you're not growing, you're dying. A man who's standing still, stuck in routine, numb to purpose, that man is already fading. The world is evolving at lightning speed. You either level up or you get left behind. Let me ask you something. If your life were a company, what's your growth strategy? Do you think Amazon became Amazon by doing the same thing year after year? Do you think elite athletes stay at the top by coasting off yesterday's wins? Hell no. They reinvest. They reinvent. They evolve ruthlessly, strategically, consistently. And so must you. Your skills are your product. Your mindset is your operating system. Your habits are your internal infrastructure. If you're not improving these things, what are you actually doing? Every day you wake up, you should be asking, what can I improve today? Where can I gain an edge? Learn to code, learn a language, learn to sell, to negotiate, to lead, learn artificial intelligence, build your body, sharpen your speech, upgrade your environment. Because in the real world, nobody's paying for potential. They're paying for results. And if you're not the kind of man who can deliver, you're just noise in the background. Smart companies spend millions on research and development. Why? Because innovation keeps them alive. As a man, your R&D is education, exposure, and execution. You need to feed your mind like a machine. Put yourself in rooms that challenge you. Be the smallest fish in the biggest pond. Don't just consume information, apply. Turn knowledge into action. Every idea not executed is just mental clutter. Treat your brain like an engine, not a bookshelf. Learn, yes, but more importantly, build. Watch this video again and again until you really grasp the message that it conveys, and then get off your butt. Be a man. Apply the knowledge so you can grow. CEOs don't just assume things are working. They audit the numbers. They test the process. They adapt to new conditions without whining. You need to do the same. Audit your life. Ask yourself, is this routine still serving me? Is this relationship still aligned? Are these habits building the future I want or dragging me down? And when you find something outdated, cut it, replace it, upgrade it. The man you were last year? Outdated. The beliefs you had at 20? Irrelevant. The goals you set 5 years ago? Too small. Keep evolving or get buried by the men who are. If you are serious about growing into something bigger and better, you need to do a SWOT analysis for yourself. Take inventory of your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that lie in front of you. The opportunities and threats are often external factors which you cannot change. They are usually brought by market forces or by natural phenomena in some cases. However, your strengths and weaknesses are internal factors. This means you can work on them. Face your weaknesses. When you cannot go around the threats that are in front of you, confront them and use your strengths to take advantage of the opportunities that bring you the most value. Obviously, this requires discipline. As you must know, discipline isn't glamorous. It is boring. Systems aren't sexy, but they build compound power, the kind of power that makes a man unstoppable over time. Bursts will get you noticed, but systems will get you paid. Motivation gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going. Track your progress. Track your discipline. Track your wins, your losses, your mood, your money, your time. Why? Because what gets measured gets managed. You can't lie to yourself if the numbers are in your face. Your network is your marketplace. The people you spend time with will either accelerate your growth or anchor you in place. Want to grow faster? Find mentors. Find peers who push you. Stay away from losers who drain your time and energy. Get around men who are building, winning, moving. Because growth isn't just what you do alone. It's also who you learn from. If you're the smartest man in the room, you're in the wrong damn room. You can't stay the same and expect a different life. You have to build it, day by day, brick by brick, decision by decision. So treat your life like the most valuable company you'll ever run. Now let's talk about the way you manage your personal assets. Every man has multiple assets. Some assets are obvious, like money, time, or energy. Other assets are more subtle, like focus, discipline, attention, or peace of mind. The problem is, most men waste their assets on a daily basis. They treat time like it's infinite. They treat their mental energy like it's replaceable. They treat attention like a junk drawer. And then they wonder why life feels chaotic, stagnant, or out of control. A true CEO doesn't operate like that. A true leader manages his resources like a man building an empire, because in reality, he is. Time is not just money. Time is way more valuable than money. You can lose money and make it back. But once time is gone, it's gone forever. That hour you spent yesterday doom scrolling on social media, you don't get a refund. Every day you're alive, you have 24 hours. The difference between a powerful man and a weak man is how they spend those hours. Similarly, your energy is your fuel tank. And here's what weak men do. They burn it on things that don't matter. In the modern world, attention is the most powerful and stolen asset you own. Every app, every ad, every notification, and every platform are fighting for your attention. Why? Because your attention is currency. What you give it to grows. What you withdraw it from dies. If you made it this far, you may wonder, how do I start? Well, are you serious about building an empire? Then you better fortify the foundation. And that foundation is your body. Your physical health is your productivity engine. Your strength is your resilience. Your fitness is your readiness. Weak body, weak performance. Plain and simple. Every workout, every meal, every hour of sleep is not just about looking good. It's about optimizing the machine that carries your mission. Train hard, eat smart, sleep deep. Because when your health fails, everything else crumbles with it. Your BMI, body mass index, is not some number invented to keep you looking like a skeleton. It is a real indication of whether you have a healthy body weight in relation to your height. Find out what your BMI is. There are many online tools that allow you to enter your information and calculate the BMI for you. If your BMI is not within normal range, you have work to do. If you need to lose weight, consider intermittent fasting. Cancel that streaming subscription. Get off the couch. Control what goes into your mouth. Reduce the amount of food you eat and how often you eat. Stay active. If you are too weak to exercise control over your own body, there is not a serious person out there who will take you seriously. Also, you need to adopt the proper mindset about money. Money is not your enemy and it's not your savior either. Money is just a tool, a lever, a resource that should work for you, not control you. Make your money work while you sleep. Learn the game. Master your spending, build buffers, and stop flexing for people who don't matter. The man who manages his time, his energy, his money, his body, he earns something most people never touch. Inner peace. No chaos, no panic, just clarity, purpose, direction. These are your tools, your weapons, your comparative advantage. Now we need to talk about self-assessment. Every great company runs periodic reviews. Why? Because leadership isn't about making noise. It's about measuring results. A business doesn't just guess if it's winning. It checks the data, analyzes the moves, and adjusts the strategy. It's time to audit the business of you. Every 3 months, sit down and face your truth. Pull out a notebook or a spreadsheet and face your financial reality. You can't fix what you won't face, and you can't lead what you won't measure. Look at your results. If you are underperforming, own it. If you are killing it, double down. Evaluate yourself in the areas of health, finances, relationships, and discipline. Track how much money you made and how much money you spent over the past 3 months. Divide your total spending by your total income. The result should be 0.8 or less. If the result is more than 0.8, you have work to do. Cut your spending on things that are not absolutely necessary, and find smart and legal ways to increase your income. Also, Track your health by going to the doctor once a year for a well visit. When it comes to relationships, look around and figure out who is still in line with your purpose. If someone is not, cut the ties. Lastly, in the area of discipline, track how consistent you are in focusing on what really matters. Your mission. Drop the video game. You're a grown man. Turn off the TV. Sign out of your social media accounts. If you respect yourself, get up and do the work. Now, what if you try and things are not working out? How do you handle failure? Well, a strong man does not run from failure. He uses it. If you ever try anything worth trying in life, you will screw up at some point. You will experience some amount of failure. You will get humbled, and it won't feel good. But that moment, that sting, isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your comeback, if you handle it right. Failure doesn't mean you're broken. It means you are in the process. Every failure is feedback. Every mistake is data. Every loss is a message saying, this version of you isn't ready for what you're asking for yet. When life knocks you down, don't reach for a crutch. Reach for your core. That part of you that doesn't break, doesn't complain, doesn't run. So you've done the work. You've defined your vision. You've crafted your brand. You've built the systems. You've mastered your time. You audited your life, and you bounced back from failure. Now comes the real test of a man. Can you scale up? Not just maintain your current situation, not just survive, not just improve incrementally, but scale your life, your value, your influence, your purpose to a level that forces the world to pay attention. Because here's the truth. Power isn't about how loud you are. It's about how far your reach goes. I need you to listen to me and listen very closely. You weren't built to stay small. You weren't made to be local, average, forgettable. You were designed to expand, to multiply your impact, to lead others through the fire, and leave a mark that doesn't die when you do. This is the legacy phase, and it starts now. Ask yourself, what will exist because I existed? And if you can't answer this question, you're still playing small. Because when you're gone, no one remembers your routine. No one remembers the things that you accumulated. However, you are remembered for the impact you had on other people. To scale up, you can't cling to the man you used to be. That version of you got you here, but he can't take you where you're going next. Just like a startup becomes a corporation, you must upgrade your identity. You have got to evolve from warrior to architect, from fighter to founder, from grinder to visionary. Scaling up is about impact at scale, and that starts with you scaling from man to movement. At this stage, leadership isn't a title, it's a responsibility. Scaling up means lifting others as you climb. It means training other men, mentoring the younger version of yourself, being a father, a husband, a brother, a king, not just in name, but in action. If you're building something that dies with you, you're not building big enough. Your name should echo in rooms you've never entered. Your work should outlive your breath. Your standards should shape men who never even met you. That is scale. But keep in mind, expansion without structure is chaos. You don't just grow wildly, you grow intelligently. You don't need to hustle harder. You need to think smarter. Legacy isn't about statues or headlines. It's about what remains after you're gone. This is the end game. Scaling up means you've stopped playing for today and started building for eternity. It means every action is strategic. Every move is legacy-driven. Every decision echoes far beyond the moment. So the question is simple. Are you going to keep playing small, safe, and forgettable? Or will you step up, scale up, and leave behind a life that cannot be ignored? Because in the final analysis, you were never meant to be a footnote. You were meant to be a blueprint. Now go ahead and build accordingly. This channel focuses on decoding masculinity, to help you navigate what it means to be a man today. Together, we are creating a community of men who see reality for what it is, not what they are being sold. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notifications so that the message can reach more men. Also, you can support our work via the link in the description below.